Hey everyone, Coach Wheeler, hurdles coach at Indiana Tech, here to help out another athlete that has sent me a video. This is Zion. He is a senior in Texas, I believe, and I've got a video of him. This is him in lane one. Now, the video that I got, if I slow it down, it gets really blurry. So we're gonna go first we're going to go full speed here, and I can kind of take a look at that. And we'll talk specifically about some of the things that he needs to work on. As you can see how blurry it is. He's got really good crossing mechanics. There isn't a whole lot to work with there. I mean, he's already very, very sound hurdler. Got great speed in between the hurdles. Got a great chop step. Uh, I think his biggest challenge for him is going to be when he moves up to that 42. He's got a little lower hip height, which he's going to have to force himself on top of that hurdle a little more. But other than that, there isn't anything that he needs to specifically work on here. Um, a little inconsistent with his wrap arm, and that's more of a balance thing. I think he's trying to keep balance there. He's got a great freeze side, which is the opposite arm of the wrap arm. So, and he's keeping it at the hip and punching back up. And you can see when it gets away from him, that's when he gets off balance a little bit. So we probably want to slide that in just a little bit closer to the thigh or to the hip. But other than that, the only other thing that I'm seeing negative wise, and it's really not negative. I mean, he's very good at it. Is going to be, let's see here. I'm going to slow it down and hopefully we can see it here. Is his second and third step out of the blocks. He's already looking for the hurdle. And I want him to hold that attack angle just a little bit longer. Now, that's going to get him closer to the hurdle because he's going to have more speed. But again, I want him to hold his attack angle as he comes through a little bit longer. He's already almost up into sprint position at this point, and he can hold that attack angle a little bit longer. So he's going to have to get used to living in his first three steps before his mind is on the hurdle in front of him. And that's what I tell my athletes is you have to be in your shoes or you have to live in your moment. And if that moment is your first three steps pushing out of the blocks, that's where your mind has to be. A lot of very young hurdlers, they know that barrier is in the way, and they are really anxious to look for it to see where it's at. And if you are an 8-stepper or a 7-stepper, it's always going to be in the same spot. Nobody's going to move it for you. So you should be able to, and I don't recommend anybody doing this, but you should be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cross, and you know that that's right where that hurdle is at. You can do it with your eyes closed. Now, again, I don't recommend doing that, just because the amount of push that you get, whatever the situation is either going to take you too far or too close to the hurdle, and you won't be prepared for that. So. Yeah, his crossing mechanics are really good here. Wrap arm, pulls over the knee, tucks a little bit too much for my liking. And we can talk about that later. It's not. I mean, it's not killing him. He's doing a great job with it. And what I mean by tuck is that heel into the hind end. A lot of coaches, it's a little controversial. They want that tuck into the hind end. I prefer to keep that angle open a little bit more. You get a little more rotation with the knee and the ankle through. And when you're getting that rotation, once you're on touchdown with your lead leg, it's the same principle as your foot in the front pedal of the blocks when you're pushing out. So when he touches down right here, he's getting a ton of force into the track. And if you have a little more over rotation, here, right here, he's going to get a lot more push into there, and that's going to increase his speed off of the hurdle. But I mean, that's really ticky tacky what I'm talking about right there, because he's getting plenty of force and plenty of speed off of there. The only other thing that I'm seeing here is that he's starting his lean about 3 steps too soon. And the natural angst of somebody to get to the line because you're right with people is to get your body out in front. And you want to sprint through the line, not to it. So, A big part of that is he starts that lean forward, and his chest is going to be over the top, in front of his knee and in front of his foot when he has force impact coming down off of that hurdle. Excuse me. Um, so let's take a look at it really quickly here. I want to see if I can slow it down just a tad bit more when he comes off of that last hurdle. He's got great press, good travel on top. Like this, yeah. Look at that. See how far much he's leaning, and that's 3 steps before he gets to the line. So if he gets tall and he's a sprinter off of that last hurdle, his time will improve on there. So he'll get himself nice and tall, sprint off of there, and then just before he gets to the line, that's what he wants to rotate that shoulder this direction, depending on what side the camera is on. If the camera's on this side, you want to rotate your shoulder to that so that when the camera sees it, your actually chest is crossing. If your camera's on the opposite side, you want to rotate your shoulder forward when you lean, and that's going to get your chest a little bit further on top of there instead of just leaning forward like that, because all you're doing is pushing your head across and not your chest across. So those are a couple things that I've seen there. Very, very impressed. Again, the challenge is going to be getting up to the 42s, holding that attack angle, or holding your shoulders in and your hips in a sprint position, in acceleration position coming out of the blocks. He might need to work on just a little bit more. Not locating the hurdle until you get into that third or fourth step. And if you're going to locate the hurdle, you don't want to locate the hurdle with your forehead. You want to locate the hurdle with your eyeballs. So that's a big part of it too. That will help out, get his acceleration to that first hurdle a little bit quicker. And then the last part is going to be this lean that he's got going on before the line, to sprint through the line. But other than that, pretty impressive run here. All right, so that's all I got for this one. If you guys have any questions, concerns, you can reach out to me on the page here, and subscribe, hit the like button. That helps push my information forward. So if any other coaches, athletes, or parents have any questions, they want me to take a look at their athletes or their child, or they want me to take a look at themselves. They have that opportunity to do that. I'm more than willing to help people out with that. All right, have a great day, and thanks for watching.